Alright, so here's a quick walkthrough of what you would do for one of these problems. I actually picked one right off your homework. It's the hardest one you have on the homework, so hopefully if you can follow along with this one, you'll be able to do the rest of them on the homework. So remember, your goal is to solve for x, so you need to think of what you need to unwrap first when you look at number 27. So the part that's on the outside of the problem right now is cosine. That's what I have to unwrap. To cancel out cosine, I have to take the cosine inverse of the other side. I have to do cosine -1 of negative radical 3 over 2. So then the next step is to take this part, and you have to use your plate to find out where cosine is negative radical 3 over 2. So since it's negative, I know cosine is negative in the second and third quadrant. So we're going to get two equations here. We're going to get 4x equals 5 pi over 6 plus, remember, put the plus 2 pi n at the end of that problem because we want to set up all the possible answers here so we get the whole list. 4x is also equal to 7 pi over 6 plus 2 pi n. Alright, hopefully you're with me so far. Next step is to divide by 4. Next to the fraction, I suggest multiplying by a fourth instead of dividing by 4. And then you also have to divide the 2 pi n by 4 as well. We're going to do the same thing on this side, times a fourth, divide by 4. So with the fraction, we're going to get 5 pi over 24, plus, then this is going to be pi over 2n. That's what x equals. And then for the second equation, we're going to x equals 7 pi over 24 plus pi over 2n. So what I want to walk you through is the trick I kind of discovered at the end of 5th period yesterday. Is the first thing I would do is go ahead and make these two common denominators. It's just going to make everything a lot easier here. So it's going to be 5 pi over 24 plus, we'd have to multiply by 12 pi over 24 n. So instead of trying to plug in a number for n each time, this is what you can do instead. You can take that starting point. This is kind of like when we graphed them, what we did. We need to go up by 12 pi over 24 each time. So if I add 12 to the top, I'm going to get 17 pi over 24. Then I'm going to do that again, add 12 pi over 24 again, and I will get 17 plus 12 is 29 pi over 24, and add 12 pi over 24 again, and again you can kind of just do this in your head, you don't have to write it all out like I am. We get 41 pi over 24. This is still not over 2 pi yet, so we're supposed to keep going until we get too big. So if I add 12 again, then I get 53 pi over 24. And that one is too big. That one's not going to work. Okay? So we do the same thing with the other values. So these four right here are answers. And I have to do the same thing with the 7 pi over 24. So I'm going to take 7 pi over 24 as the starting point, and then I'm going to add 12 pi over 24 to that. It's going to give me 19 pi over 24. And then add again, we get 31 pi over 24. Add again, we get 43 pi over 24, which is getting closer, but still not over 2 pi. 2 pi would be 48 pi over 24. And then if we add 12 again, this is where it jumps over. We get 54 over 24, which is over 2. So that's too big. So it's these four answers. So this particular problem has a total of 8 answers that are possible between 0 and 2 pi to answer the equation. So hopefully this helps. Please try the homework, and then we'll talk about it tomorrow.